All right, in this demonstration, we'll see how to add a virtualization host to your virtual machine manager fabric. And the first step is to ensure that you have the local agent installed on all systems that you want to manage. Now, this is the server that I used to demonstrate the installation of the console, but the console does not mean the system is managed. It simply allows you to access the management server. If you want it to be managed, it has to have the local agent installed. So we can just click local agent, and this is a very fast install. There's not really that much to configure, so let's just click next. Agree with the terms, next. Installation location is fine, next. Now, you do see that if you are on a perimeter network, there is an encryption key that you can use and a CA signed certificate. I'm not on a perimeter network, but you can set that up. Just enable this and configure that appropriately. Click next. And the port numbers that are here by default are the same ports that were set up when you installed the management server. So unless you've changed them, everything should be fine, but just ensure that you are consistent. Click next. And that's it. Click install. This goes very quickly. Shouldn't take more than 10 or 20 seconds. And that's all you have to do. There's no configuration that needs to be done on the target system. You pull it into the fabric, if you will, from the management server. So there we go. That has completed. We can click finish and we can switch back to the management server. And you'll find this feature in the fabric workspace. You can see there is my management server. That's the only one I have at the moment. But you can click add resources and you can see there are several options in terms of what can be added. In my case, I want Hyper-V host and clusters. And in terms of the location, mine is certainly in a trusted Active Directory domain. But you do see you have the option for an untrusted domain. There is the computer in a perimeter network. So had you set up the agent on the other system to be in a perimeter network, you would complete the configuration here. And you can even add bare metal computers to be provisioned as virtual machine hosts. But again, in my case, I have the server in the same domain. So we'll just click next and we'll specify credentials, which in my case is the administrator account, which again, you probably wouldn't do all that often in a production environment, but fine in a lab. And of course, the password. And click next. And you can specify them by name, and that would be fine if it's just a few servers or hosts, I should say. But you can also specify a query to search for them if, for example, you set the same property on all of them, or if they're in the same organizational unit, then that might be good if you have a lot of them. But in my case, I know it is just SRV0436. And you can see there are some other examples. You can use IP addresses or fully qualified names, but the net bias name is fine. Click next. And that might take a second or two to refresh, but there it is. So simply select the computer that you want. Click next. Now, in terms of the host group, you see it defaults to this all hosts. You can create as many host groups as you want to simply organize your hosts. And however you set that up is up to you. Maybe you might do it by operating system version or by physical location. It doesn't matter. Any kind of organizational structure that makes sense to you, but all hosts is there by default. And you can see, in fact, it's right here under servers as well. So if you don't have any other host groups created, you will always have all hosts. So that's all we need to do. Click next. That is our summary page. Click finish. And just give me a little bit of a warning here saying that multipath IO is not enabled for the known storage array. That's fine, of course. I haven't configured any kind of advanced storage on that system. You can certainly do that later. So I'm not too concerned about that. But you can see here in the upper pane, it is going about the process here, just about completed. And if there are, any significant errors, any failures, then certainly you would want to pay attention to that. But everything has completed here with only this multipath warning, so that's fine. So we can close out of the jobs window here, and we'll just give this a second to refresh. Let's just switch over here and go to the all hosts. Well, there it is. SRV0436 has appeared. So that's all there is in terms of adding your resources. So again, ensure you have the agent installed. Then from your Fabric workspace, add resources, choose the appropriate type of resource, complete the wizard, and your virtualization host should appear just fine.